Hey everybody, this is Bill. I'm the salty old Marine. I want to talk for a moment about fear, especially fear of the VA. Now, I know as veterans, we're trained to deal with fear, and most of us are, well, we like to think of ourselves as pretty calm in stressful circumstances, and we are. We were trained to be that way. But when it comes to dealing with the VA, not always so much. I've talked to a lot of veterans who have become frustrated by trying to deal with the VA and who have frankly become, well, maybe a little skittish, maybe even a little bit afraid of the VA. And rightfully so. You know, you got sick maybe sometime and you didn't have health insurance, so you went to the VA and you stood in line and you sat in the waiting room and you didn't get treated and you had difficulty getting signed in and you had difficulty registering with VA healthcare, and there was all these rules and regulations and they didn't explain them very well, and you got frustrated and you ended up going away, and maybe you got angry with the VA, and maybe you're just afraid to deal with them anymore, and maybe you say, you know what, I don't need this in my life. And I get that. I was you, honestly. Nobody was madder at the VA than I was. I just, my wife could tell you how angry I was every time I heard those two letters, VA. It would set me off. But here's the thing, and it's important to note. First of all, we're getting older. I'm talking about veterans my age, people like me. We're getting older, and our healthcare needs are not getting better, they're getting worse. Our disabilities that were tiny little things that we could ignore in our younger years, we can't ignore anymore. Now they've become serious problems, and they're going to continue to be serious problems. And maybe we've got good civilian jobs, and maybe we've got good private healthcare, and that's terrific. But there's a chance that someday we might not. If the economy doesn't do everything it should do and things start to tank, sometimes it's the older workers who take the hit first, you know, and benefits go downhill, healthcare declines, all that sort of thing. Someday you may want to retire. You may find yourself living for Medicare benefits, and perhaps that's not sufficient for the type of healthcare that you require. For this and all these reasons, it's important to get yourself registered with VA healthcare. If you're entitled to VA disability, it's important to start getting that going. Even now, if you don't actually feel like you're ready or you don't really feel like you need it yet, it's better to have it and not need it than to need it and not have it. And because the process itself takes a while, you don't want to be trying to fight your way through that when you absolutely must have health care. You want to have that ready to go. You want to be online with the VA for health care so that you can just literally make an appointment and go, right? So I urge you to seek out that VA health care, to get registered. And if you have disabilities, start developing those claims and submitting those claims. It's incredibly important, and especially as we get older. So put aside those fears. Now, I'm just going to say right now, the VA is not the VA that I remembered when I was younger and I was so angry with the VA. The process has become better. It's become streamlined. The online process especially, although it's still tedious and it's still lengthy and it can still be obscure, it's so much better than it used to be. It's so easy to get that VA online account, that portal account. It's so easy to file a claim. I'm not saying it's so easy to file a correct claim, but it's easy to file a claim through the VA portal. It's easy to track your claims through the VA portal. It's just a terrific thing. VSOs are doing a fantastic job by and large. It's just a better system, a better VA than it was when I was younger, and I'm so grateful for that. And I would urge my fellow veterans, especially veterans my age, to start thinking about, if you're not registered with the VA, if you're not putting in those VA disability claims, now's the time. Let's get it done. Don't be afraid. The VA is a very different VA than it was when we were younger, and for the better. So this is Bill. I am the salty old Marine. Again, as always, please like, share, subscribe, drop a comment. And by the way, you've been doing a great job with the comments. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Feel free, ask questions, challenge what I have to say. Tell me I'm wrong. That's okay too. I totally like that. Especially if you want to tell me I'm doing something wrong, tell me what it is and tell me what I can do to make it better. That would be great because it's going to help all of us. I'm here to help you. That's the whole point of this channel. And as always, have a great day.